Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, hey, it's like 86 here in Florida, just so you know.
I'm on my way.
Can I ask you? I don't even know. I mean, I know what IT is, but I don't really know what it stands for. Is it intelligent technology? What does IT stand for?
Information technology.
Information technology. Okay. So that would be, I mean, if we talked about it 30 years ago, we had it. It just wasn't what it is today, right?
It was just information, not very much technology.
Okay. Okay. And so it's basically our computers and our internet stuff and all that?
Absolutely. Everything that helps us manage the information today. So...
All right. So if I were to buy a computer today, it would be outdated tomorrow, is what I've always heard. And if we have computers here at the radio station that are a couple of years old, they're probably more than outdated, right?
That is the case, but those have to be business decisions, not technology decisions. You're exactly right. If you based everything on technology enhancements, you'd have a new machine every 3 to 6 months.
Oh, okay. And do the advances make it easier, safer, more secure? What do the advances actually do? What do they make better?
With every new generation of hardware, we have more security enhancements. It's easier to support, and of course, they're faster.
Is it better for a company to have a mainframe where everything is linked in, or should they all have individual computers with their own hard drives?
Certainly, you would prefer to have some kind of central depository for data to be backed up in a single location, but everyone needs a machine to do their work and to access that data.
Oh, okay.
And is storing it on the cloud now a good idea?
If it's done properly, it's absolutely a good idea. I mean, it gives you better accessibility to your data. You can get to it from anywhere. If something happens to your building, your data's still out there available, and you're not required to be in the office to get to it.
But the cloud is is actually just another physical location. It's not really a cloud. I mean, it's really no different than the back room here at the radio station. The difference would be there'd be a second place where our stuff would be stored, right?
Yeah, the reality is it's just on somebody else's hardware instead of hardware you own.
Yeah, yeah.
And how do viruses get in there?
The biggest way that we see viruses and malware enter a computer network today is via email. People send malicious stuff via email and get they social engineer people to click on things they shouldn't.
Go ahead.
I can't help notice, but that Choose is your initial and your last name which really cool. I mean, it works out really well. What do you do? What does Choose Networks do?
So we provide outsourced managed services for small and medium-sized businesses. So basically, companies that are not large enough to have their own IT staff, we become that for them. Yep. Everything from help desk to install new equipment.
Really? Well, that would apply to us.
Nice.
Wait a minute. We have an automation system that needs some help.
Yes, it does.
We definitely have a need for help with this regard. Okay, so how does this work? Try to sell us on the idea.
So basically what we do is we have set up our company just like an enterprise IT department. So instead of you hiring all of the positions you would need to have your own internal IT, you hire us. We have a help desk that you call into and open tickets, and that gets the right person dispatched to solve your problem. We look at it from a strategic standpoint. So we have someone who's a virtual CIO, someone who will sit at the board table and talk about budgeting and the future and how technology is going to get your business where it needs to go.
So this is like the Geek Squad on steroids, right?
It is. Exactly like that.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, it's sounding really good to me. I went to your website. For those who want to go also, it's choosenetworks.com. And so all these people in the green shirts that are posing for the photo, they're all the Geek Squad, in other words, and your Geek Squad. Not to be promoting another company, but
that is my Geek Squad. So there are 36 of us running around.
Oh, you're a young guy. I'm looking at your picture. Okay, so gosh, this is a great idea. I can't tell you how many times I wish we had somebody here who could do that. But we are, as you already defined, a small company. It is almost impossible to have that.
Yeah, and with the way technology is today, even some companies will have a single person that does IT. There is no way one individual can have all the knowledge necessary to protect a network. It takes a team.
So talk about the relationship that we might have with you. Is it a subscription? Can we talk dollars and cents, or is that something we do off the air? How does this work?
Sure. So there are several things that drive cost for us, and it's the number of users, the number of workstations, and how much data that you have, and the method that we're going to back that up. So the way this works is we determine, based on our knowledge of averages, a flat monthly fee that you pay to have all of our services available to you. And then you use them as needed. It flattens out your IT budget, and we take care of everything.
And is it all software, or do you help with hardware questions as well?
Help with hardware as well. In fact, we sell most of our clients their equipment. Sometimes we do that as a capital expenditure. They write a big check when it's time to replace, and sometimes we do it on a monthly basis called hardware as a service.
So is there a company that would be too small? A deli, let's say, all they do is, they sell sandwiches all day long. Would that be too small for your services?
Not necessarily. It depends on how they look at IT. If they look at it as an investment and not an expense, and they're willing to invest in doing things properly, then they would fit us very well.
Now, the website would lead me to think that you were Kansas only, but you're expanding, it sounds like, to the rest of the country, right?
We are. We have a few things in the works to try to take our company to be a national MSP.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's really good. I hadn't even known there was such an opportunity out there. So okay, I found the website choosenetworks.com. Do you have a phone number you'd like to give us?
Sure. It's area code 316-773-0920.
So with a minute left, what do you think we could do, or anybody could do? Just talk to all of us in small business that could maybe help us out if we do have outdated IT practices.
I think the most important thing is to understand the value of technology within your business. Most any business today, if all the technology went out the front door, within a matter of days, they would cease to exist. And start thinking about technology as a competitive advantage and not this expense that I have to have. And I think if you can change that mindset, everything else gets easier. You make an investment, don't spend money.
Well, it sounds like a really good opportunity. So I would think that if you have a business that has any questions, just call and speak to a representative of Choose Networks. Or if you are savvy enough that you can kind of look at the website and figure it out yourself, just go to choosenetworks.com. Either way, Chris, thank you for what you're offering, and thank you for taking time to be on the air with us today.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Stay warm in Kansas.
I will.
All right, we'll be right back.
Okay.
America's built and based on liberties and freedoms. Liberty HealthShare brings that to healthcare. The liberty of choosing your own doctor. The liberty of choosing your own hospital. Liberty HealthShare makes healthcare affordable to millions of Americans. Light your liberty, starting at $199 for a single, $399 for a couple. And no matter how big the family, only $529.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, arrested in London this morning, is now charged in the United States with conspiracy to commit computer intrusion. The arrest was part of an extradition request. Assange had been living at Ecuador's embassy in London for 7 years. He's accused of working with U.S. intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning to break into a classified government computer. Manning served 7 years and is now back in prison for refusing to cooperate with the WikiLeaks investigation. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders introduces a Medicare for All single-payer health care bill.
More than a dozen Senate Democrats have joined as co-sponsors, including rival presidential candidates Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Elizabeth Warren,